Hello and welcome to Cosmic Nebula. So in today's video I wanted to start off my reaction channel by reacting to the YouTuber Glitterandlazers. So I found out about Glitterandlazers a few years ago. I think one of her shorts or TikToks or something, I don't know, popped up in my video, and I was just astounded about how big she was and how fake and disingenuous she was at pretending to be happy to be fat. And so I was looking through her videos, and I came across this one that was posted 2 years ago about her claiming to be embarrassed about eating in public, and I found it hilarious. So let's get started.
Hey everybody, my name's Anna, aka Glitterandlazers, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm again joined by a special guest. This is Katie Molinaro. Just say your own name.
Molinaro.
And what's your handles? Where can they find you, Katie?
Eat it, Katie.
As many of you know, I've been on a health journey this last year, and a lot of times that gets confused with a weight loss journey.
It's a weight loss journey. It should be a weight loss journey. It should be called a weight loss journey. I love how y'all continue. This woman is almost 40 years old, and she continues to push the idea that you can be healthy at any size. Like I said in my health video, talking about my chronic illness, there's no way in hell that this woman doesn't have at least one chronic illness. There's no way in hell. She goes to the doctor too much, right? And she sits here and talks about how she doesn't need to lose, it's not to lose weight. Yes, it is, because your weight is putting pressure on every single organ system in your entire body. I would love to see her blood work. But she says shit like, oh, you know, it's not to lose weight, right? Because she doesn't want to back up and concede to the fact that she was wrong about the idea that you could be healthy at every size. So I don't understand why people follow people like this.
It's not. One of the things I realized that I have a lot of discomfort around or doing, and that is part of the reason Katie is here for this video, is that I feel uncomfortable eating food in public.
Shocker. I'm shocked and amazed that a woman that is the size of 2.5 regular sized women feels embarrassed to eat in public.
It's weird because I'm very comfortable sharing it on my stories, but I am not comfortable eating in public. And I don't know if this is from the quarantine or something that's like been residual, but it's...
I'll tell you why. She is comfortable with showing herself eat on her stories. I assume she means Instagram stories, because she doesn't have to deal with any kind of negative feedback. So people who follow Glitters and Lasers are all her supporters, right? Haters don't really follow her. But when she goes out in public to eat, she has to come into contact with all different kinds of people. And she has to deal with those people's reactions and stares and poking and prodding and whispering and saying, look at that fat ass woman eating in public. And she doesn't have to deal with that when she posts to her stories, because she can just post it and log off, and she doesn't have to deal with any negativity if she doesn't want to. But that's just not how the real world works.
Something that I've noticed about myself. And so I invited Katie, who has also struggled with some different eating challenges in the past. Katie, why don't you tell them a little bit about that?
I had something called exercise bulimia. I thought I was being healthy by exercising and eating healthy, but it got to a point where it was like, I would be like, okay, I just ate 500 calories. Now I have to burn off 500 calories
oh my goodness.
At the gym.
See, one of the things that's been like super challenging for me is I'm working to improve my health, right? That is something that I'm working on. And because that conversation...
Like I said in my video, these fat influencers like to allude to things, right? So I'm working to improve my health. For what? I thought you said you were healthy. I thought y'all said y'all were all healthy. What are you fucking working to improve your health for if y'all are all healthy being fat? So this is her allusion to the fact that she's not healthy. People often tell on themselves. So there is a YouTuber called, I think it's Martin Decoder, where he goes through and he analyzes the way that people speak. And the reality is that most people will not blatantly lie to you. So you notice how she does not say, I am healthy, I've been healthy, I'm just trying to work towards becoming more healthy. She insinuates that she wasn't healthy and she is trying to get there, right? She didn't say it directly, but she is insinuating it, right? You have to read between the lines. Because it is too hard and stressful to flat out lie. So she just insinuates and alludes and points to. And I don't know why people think that her not saying exactly what health she's trying to improve, I don't understand why people don't think that's weird, because I personally think it's weird.
Because the majority of people think health as this numbers game, right?
Yeah.
This calories in versus calories out. I gotta do this, I gotta do that. when I say even the word that I'm like approaching trying to live healthier and eat better and be more active and things like that, the immediate assumption is that I'm going to that. And for me, what that's done to me is I find it really, really challenging to see.
She finds it challenging, right? The only reason she finds it challenging is because she fears tremendously the negative feedback of her audience. So, for some bizarre reason, right, YouTubers or people who make content on the internet get to the point where once they start to earn money on social media, they have this attitude where they absolutely do not ever want to go back to the real world to get a job if social media doesn't work out. So she is afraid that if she tells her subscribers she wants to be 100 and let's say 40 pounds, 50 pounds, 60 pounds, because she is only 2 inches shorter than I am, and my normal weight, my healthy weight would be like 130 to 180. So if she told them that she wanted to lose like 350 pounds, they would lose their goddamn mind, and she would actually have to go out in the world and get a job because nobody would support her anymore. So that's the most political talking head answer you can give.
Sit down and eat food, and it doesn't matter if the food's healthy or not.
Yes, it does. When you are as big as Anna is, it matters how healthy the food is. I watch the YouTuber, who is it? Alan Roberts sometimes. And he talks a lot about health and fitness and obesity influences everything. And something that he said that stuck with me about the YouTuber Amberlynn Reed was, you have enjoyed food enough in your life. If you don't need to enjoy food anymore. Of course, I'm paraphrasing, but essentially that's true. At Anna's size, she shouldn't be eating any unhealthy food, period. At my size, I shouldn't be eating any unhealthy food, period, and I'm not. It's been 20 days since I've given up all unhealthy food, even in small amounts, even once I reach a healthy weight. You don't need to eat processed junk ever. You don't need to eat deep fried bullshit ever. Nobody needs it to survive. Nobody is going to die without it. So for her to be, I think, pushing 500 pounds in this video and say that, well, you know, it doesn't matter if it's healthy or unhealthy. You know, in your case specifically, it matters if it's healthy or not.
Because it's just the concept of like, whatever I put in my body, because I am plus size, people will make
fat. Super morbidly nuclear death fat. I love how y'all love saying that y'all are really confident in the way that you look, but you refuse to refer to yourselves as what you are. I have kidney disease because I ate myself into damn near kidney failure, right? That's what happened. These people use euphemisms for everything. Plus size is a euphemism. And people use euphemism when they don't want to talk about an issue directly. But like I said, I made my channel an abyss. This blackness in the background is the abyss. It is an abyss that every single human being has, right? We all know we know what the truth is, not our truth. We know what the truth is. And when you use words like plus size, you are avoiding the truth. You are not plus size. You are super morbidly obese. You have an excess of body fat because you ate yourself to that state. That is the reality. And if you are confident in that reality, right? Each adult is allowed to do whatever the fuck they want. You are grown. It's not my body. It's your body. It's your business. It's your health. It's your future. But call it that. And when you refuse to call it that, that refusal is the truth.
Make an assumption about it. So like if I'm eating a salad, they'll be like, oh, good for her. She's changing her life. Or if I have a plate of French fries, it's like, look at her. She's just getting fatter. There is like no neutral food.
These people are always so confident in the way that they look. And they are confident in the way that they eat. And they are not embarrassed. Anna gets on the internet and she acts like the most positive fucking person on the planet. But a person saying anything about what she is eating just destroys her confidence on the spot. Like, which is it? Are you confident or are you not? Because she sure as hell does a good job of faking it.
Thought would be a really fun exercise today is to shamelessly eat in public together.
As someone who used to have so many rules about food, I now allow myself to have 0 rules about food.
So your only rule is no rules.
My only rule is no rules, but I also listen to my body, and if my body says, you're full, I stop eating. Our bodies are different every single day, and we're not going to be consuming the same amount of food every single day.
Eating is fun.
Super fun.
If you want to grab like a nice bag of chips
or a giant head of lettuce.
Why do so many grown-ass women, and I'm going to say it's more so women than men, right? Because the healthy at every size, fat acceptance movement does not exist for men for some reason. Men are not participating in this bullshit. It's almost exclusively female. Why is it that grown-ass women need to have this like childlike, immature as happy, have fun, give your body whatever it wants attitude about food? Like why is that? To me, that seems severely immature, right? That sounds like something a kid would say. Like, we should be able to eat whatever we want whenever we feel like doing it because you're 8 years old, right? An 8-year-old thinks like that. A 38-year-old should not think like that. I don't think like that. And I ate unhealthy for fucking years. And I knew it was wrong and I kept doing it. I didn't need for it to be healthy. I didn't need for it to be guilt-free. Why can't you just engage in some bullshit-ass behavior and call it bullshit? Ugh.
Katie makes lettuce content. I'm just gonna link one down in the description box. You can check that out later. These are the 3 F's you need to remember for today, guys. Food is fuel, food is fun, and food is free from regrets. From anything that makes you feel negative when you consume a delicious thing. I was hoping for a vocal riff in the background, like, ah. Let's go. What did you get us from Four Brothers?
I got the Four Brothers arepa with shredded pork, and I got Tequeños.
I got Camera guy saves us.
Oh, that's me.
Oh, our food is ready. We are ready to indulge. We're gonna start with this because I got aggressive and I just went for one.
Look how big she is in that seat. Look at how big she is in that seat. Compared to the woman sitting across from her, which I would say is average weight, normal BMI. Look how much bigger she is. She is at least 2.5 times bigger than the woman sitting on the opposite side of her. Imagine somebody this big sitting at a fucking table eating. Yes, I would stare. In America, there are a lot of obese people, right? We all know this. But being as big as she is still shocking in America. Look how huge she is sitting in that fucking chair.
Oh, that's good. No cheese pull, but delicious taste. This sauce is like a cilantro ranch, which was very yummy. Very nice mouth feel. Okay, so we're about to eat this arepa, which is going to be a mess. And I was thinking about this. We talked about like how uncomfortable sometimes it is to eat in public. Is this something you would feel comfortable eating in public normally?
Yes.
See, I would never eat this in public. Do you know why?
Why?
Because it's messy, and I'm always like I spill stuff on myself all the time, and I have a fear of eating something and then getting food on me, and then having people think that I'm like dirty.
All right, so this is what's up. I mean, look. Oh, and it's already falling.
Why are these people always so self-conscious about being overweight while walking around being fucking huge? I don't understand why these people are always so self-conscious about being overweight and then saying they're not self-conscious about being overweight, but then not being self-conscious enough to fucking lose weight. Like when I was fat, I used to eat in public all the time. Like if you're gonna be fat and shameless, be fat and fucking shameless. Y'all kill me being fat and also ashamed, but also not ashamed, but still ashamed. Like which is it? Ugh.
Out. But look at that.
That food looks good though. Like I gave up my life of eating unhealthy food, but I would fucking eat that food. If I was still an unhealthy person, I would eat that food.
It's falling out.
Dip the head out, away from the
She's teaching me so many life skills right now. That's really good. It's on me. I told you it was only a matter of time.
She is sitting on a picnic bench. I thought that was like a chair. I thought she had like a armless chair pulled up to like a table, but she is sitting, I assume, on a picnic bench. I think so. I can't see well. I can't see that well because of the mask, but it always amazes me, and the videos of Glitter and Lasers that I see, she always manages to clip out the parts of her like struggling with like mobility. Getting into a picnic table like that would be hard for anybody, even a regular weighted person, right? Because getting to a picnic table by nature is awkward. she always manages to clip out the parts of her struggling to get her big ass into places. And I always find that so interesting.
Time. It's not that bad.
No.
And if anybody asks me about it, I'm just gonna say, well, sorry, people. I'm living my best life. So here's what I did. You ready?
Yeah.
So I didn't actually order anything. I had them pick 2 things and just whatever they think is the best we're gonna eat.
Yay, I love that.
And the reason I did this, and I think we should do this for every restaurant, is because I don't know if you've had this experience, but like I used to have so much anxiety about what I ordered off of a menu because there was so much context in that order. You know, when I was younger, I was dieting a lot and I was always trying to eat like a certain weird category of food that the internet told me would like make me magically thin.
Eating less will make you thin. Eating less will make you skinny. That's it. Eat less food, eat less calories. That's the only, there's no magic trick, there's no magic pill to it. Eat less and you will be thin. At Anna's weight, she could probably go a whole fucking full year without eating anything and still be slightly overweight.
It never worked.
I'm gonna have some people coming at me, which is fine, but I don't think calorie counting is good for anyone.
They about to send me the fuck over the edge. They about to send me over the edge. Why do people need to do this? Why? Maybe you don't need to count calories, but you need to be aware of the types of food you are eating and whether or not it is healthy or calorific or if it will make you fatter. One thing that I noticed, this is something I noticed, I watched a YouTube couple for a long time. And one of the woman in the couple was really slim. She's been slim her whole life. But what I noticed that they did was they didn't count calories, right? They just essentially gauged whether or not they were gaining weight or not based on like clothes getting tight or whatever. And so one thing that they did is that if they ate something really unhealthy, let's say Monday night, like they went out and they had like pizza, chicken, and beer or some shit like that, and they had like ice cream afterward. For the next few days, they would eat lighter meals to offset the meal that they had a few days ago that was high in calories, right? So I noticed that this is something that people who are naturally skinny engage in a lot. And I'm not saying that you need to actually sit down and write down and count calories because that's something I find very annoying and tedious. But I think that you need to be aware of whether or not the food that you are eating at that moment is calorific or not, and then try not to replicate a high calorie meal for like the next few meals or the next few days to offset it.
At all. I think people should focus on whole foods, like real foods. Like obviously eating a piece of chicken is better for you than eating the cotton candy. So like,
Yet I choose cotton candy every time.
so what I think about is like what foods are going to fuel my body. Obviously, an apple is going to fuel my body better than a donut covered in ice cream.
Yes, we're about to eat mystery cheese sandwiches. My thoughts on it all, and I think it's good that we don't exactly 100% agree.
Yeah.
I think that what you're saying really works for people that are connected enough with their body to like understand when they're hungry and when they're not hungry, right? So like I realized I had a lot of problems in doing that. So one of the things I'm working on, and I'm not necessarily using calorie counting as a tool for it, but just being cognizant of when I consume and what I consume. So for me, I use it as more of a tool. So it's not necessarily...
Okay, that's fair. I can agree, that's fair. She can acknowledge then that she has a problem with naturally being able to do that. Okay, that's fair.
Like counting calories as it is recording calories, because I just think it helps me learn about my body. Here we go. Yay. This one has mac and cheese in it. That one has like a jam?
Some kind of jam on this one.
Okay.
Some kind of jammy jam, maybe some prosciutto.
Ooh, that food looks good. Oh, I love carbohydrates. I'm so addicted to, I used to be addicted to carbohydrates, so I guess I still am. I love carbohydrates. And when you take carbohydrates and you like put them with like butter and salt and carbs, perfection.
Look at that. Look at that. Yum.
That looks really good, but now, where I'm at now in my life, I wouldn't eat that. And I wouldn't eat it because I feel like that would like send me over the edge. Like I feel like if I ate that, I would start to get intrusive thoughts about like eating something else because you already ate that, so you should also eat some other unhealthy shit. And I feel like I don't get that kind of intrusive thoughts when I eat whole healthy foods, relatively healthy foods, right? Butter is not going to send me over the edge, but like putting a bunch of carbs together with like salt and cheese and like frying them all together sends me over the edge. I'm going to skip ahead a little bit here because they just eating and talking about nothing, so.
I'm a donut purist. I don't know if you know.
Hot donuts.
Hot donuts.
Hot.
That little montage, it kind of gives you an indication of how like Anna eats. I know she likes to pretend like she doesn't like eat like that regularly, but I was never as fat as she is, and I feel like I could eat not all of that food, but I feel like I could literally eat that shit back to back to back to back to back and just keep going. And I feel like people see stuff like this and they're like, I don't understand how you can eat back to back that kind of food. I will feel terrible after the first meal. And that is because if you have a eating problem, a eating disorder, you don't have that thing in your brain that makes you, right, other people feel like crap. And the same thing is for drinking. For example, I don't drink. I don't like drinking. I don't like even the feeling of alcohol in my stomach. Like, I don't like it. It bothers me. But people who like to drink, like even just socially, right, they seem to enjoy it, right? They can just go back to back to back, beer. They can get like tipsy, they can get drunk, they can throw up, they can be hungover the next day, and it's just like, it doesn't bother them. So the same way that, for example, drinking doesn't bother you, and you can seem to do it even though it has negative aspect to it, that's how people that is how people can continue to eat back to back to back to back to back. Even though maybe it is a little bit hard and it makes you feel a little bit bad, the reward outweighs the disadvantages, essentially.
Donut action.
Hot.
Cinnamon sugar? Okay.
Cinnamon sugar.
Let's dink and then sink. Dink. We have a knots in the next one.
My favorite part about this entire video so far is how she is trying to be very dainty, right? I feel like a lot of fat people have their public faces of how they eat, and then they have their at home how they eat, right? Slim people, skinny people usually don't do this, right? Fat people love to act like, they like to play this like, oh, I'm gonna have like one small piece, like little dainty bite. I'm gonna like wait a few seconds to eat the rest. To be honest, that little cone of donut holes, I could put that shit down in like 2 minutes. Anna can put that down in 2 minutes time. And she's sitting there picking around, thinking about whether she should take another one. She's trying to delay the acceptable amount of time to wait to eat the next one because she is being recorded. But do not be fooled.
I'm just gonna go for it. Well, she's like snowing. She got so much sugar. I'll be real. They're boring. But I do this wind. What?
Does anybody else think that Glitter and Laser's personality is fake? Like, I think I have this theory, right, that her personality is fake. I think that she plays it up for the camera. And I understand that YouTubers kind of do that naturally because to some degree it is a performance. But I feel like that whole, like, I'm confident, I'm a silly fat girl is affect that a lot of fat women have to offset the daily humiliation of being that big. I'm having fun, and look at me having fun despite being really fucking huge and attracting a lot of attention. I'm just so silly and goofy and quirky. I don't think it's real.
Okay, you ready? Let me get a dabble of ice cream and some crepe. You can just take a bite. Ready?
Okay.
1, 2, 3. So here's what I'll say. It tastes like an authentic crepe, which is a major score. But for me, I'm not that excited about crepes. I will say the balance of banana to chocolate is really good in this one.
The ice cream is great because I'm pretty sure it is Bluebell.
It is Bluebell.
Ice cream.
Definitely like grown a lot in like how much I feel comfortable, but I still am aware. And that's why I don't like eating in public. Is because
chocolate on your mouth.
I always have chocolate on my mouth. It's because I'm living my best life. What I was gonna say is, I am always aware of the fact that someone is likely to say something to me.
So what? Anna is like what, 37, 38, 39? You made it to 30 some years old, almost 40 years old, and you have been fat the entirety of those 40 years. From my understanding, she's been fat for the majority of her life. And you sit in public, you act like you're really confident, but you have still not developed a thick skin about people saying something to you about eating in public. The thing with obesity is, right, you carry around your shame. Alcoholics, drug addicts, shopping addicts, gamblers can hide their addiction, right? They can hide the fallout of it. You can't see it. You can't be walking down the street and necessarily point out, oh, she has $50,000 of credit card debt because she spent it all at Louis Vuitton buying shit she couldn't afford. You can't do that. But when it comes to overeating and obesity, we literally carry the realities of our addictive behavior on our fucking bodies. And it just shocks me that this woman is almost 40 years old and she still has not acclimated herself to people saying something to her in public. Either you are confident or you are not confident. She is both confident and also fucking fragile.
That is like a reality for me. So eating in public and doing this when there are clearly other people who can come and say something, it's uncomfortable.
That's not a thing. Have you ever seen people get up out of their seat and walk over to another person and say, hey, you shouldn't be eating that because you're really fat? Have you ever seen that happen? Have you ever done that? Has anybody ever had cause to do it? No, that's not real. That doesn't happen. But she is sitting here acting like that's some shit that happens. More than likely, she cannot stand people glancing at her, tapping the person next to them and pointing at her, seeing people lean over in their chair and whispering, and she knows that they are talking about her, right? That kind of behavior is probably a lot more psychologically damaging to a person to sit in a restaurant and be surrounded by like 20, 30 other people and know that all 20 and 30 of those people are probably talking about you. Because if I saw somebody like her in public, first of all, I would say something to the person near me. And if I saw somebody like her sitting at a restaurant, yes, it would probably be a topic of discussion at the table we were sitting at. That's a natural thing because she is fucking huge. Yeah.
That guy is just circling the Bach, playing WAP. And with that, we'll talk no more about this. The WAP has ended it.
Anna being silly again. Ugh, she's so fucking disingenuous.
We're at our last stop right now, which is Latchkey, and the Smokin' Roses taco joint, which is infamous for this Mexican corn dog, which is a tortilla-wrapped corn dog, and the Smokin' Roses, which are bacon in hot sauce. We've had a lot of eating today, but ironically, some of the things we did not like.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I've learned as an adult. If you don't like it, you don't have to eat it. I want to start with the bacon things because those look most interesting.
Okay.
So I'm going to take this fork that was with the taco, if you want to grab the other one.
I'm gonna use my freaking finger.
Okay, we're going in this dirty style.
Deep fried bacon with hot sauce. Cheers.
Hot saucy stuff. Ready?
I don't know how to feel about that.
Wait, really? I loved it.
Of course you loved it. Of course you loved it. I'm not gonna lie though, it looks good. Like the food looks good. I would eat all that food. If I had not given up my life, if I have not given up my vow to not eat unhealthy, unnecessary ass food anymore, I would eat that. It looks good.
I love bacon.
I do too, but I wish it tasted more like bacon. It does not taste like bacon to me.
I'm going in. Dink, 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 dink. Ooh. Mmm.
I swear to God, she tries to use humor to like cover up her discomfort or embarrassment constantly. Just put the fucking chicken tender, chicken tender in the sauce and eat it. Like, I don't understand why she has to like be like, I'm doing this thing. Ha ha ha, look at me doing this. You're doing it because you like to eat, and I like to eat. So if you are comfortable with the fact that you like to eat, which you clearly are because you're morbidly obese, then just fucking eat the food. I swear, only fat people do this. Notice how the other girl's not doing all of this. And we can say, oh, it's just Anna's quirky personality, but it's not, because this little personality of hers is fake.
That is so good, and it's queso. We got queso. She's a thick woman. She thick? She thick. Oh, God. That one's exponentially better. Do you have fun?
Have y'all noticed in her video she likes to like skip through the eating part like really fast? She'll show herself like eating a bite of something, and then she'll clip, and then like the eating part is over. Like she always, I've noticed this theme. I don't know, I haven't seen all of her videos, but I've noticed this theme where she makes a concerted effort to hide clips of her dealing with any kind of like embarrassing interaction with other people, and then she later goes on to like tell the story of what happened, and with like a half smile on her face and how she overcame it, but she never puts the clip in. And then she like I said, she hides videos of her like mobility issues and trying to like get into a goddamn picnic table, because I would struggle to get into a picnic table, and I'm not as fat as she is, and getting into a picnic table by nature is awkward. And then when it comes to eating, she shows herself like with a plate of food and then skipping to the next part, or taking a bite and then skipping to the end. She never lets her see her actually eat consistently. And I feel like that is a consorted thing that she does. Well, that's the end of the video. I found this video interesting because I feel like it shows you just how uncomfortable this woman is at doing something that she clearly really enjoys doing, right? She overeats. That is why she is as fat as she is. I know she has lipedema, and I know that it contributes greatly to her weight. And I know that to some degree losing weight makes it harder. But I find videos like this interesting because this woman constantly has shorts and TikToks and other videos popping up in my feed, showing her being happy and fat and dancing and traveling the world and having this glamorous life and living her best life. But then a video like this illuminates the truth, right? Like she said it. She doesn't like to eat in public, but we clearly can see that she likes to fucking eat, and she carries the reality that she likes to eat on her body. So these people are always super confident for some reason. They always pretend to be super confident, but then they admit on camera in 4K that they are also not confident in the one thing they claim to be super confident about. It makes no sense. I want to know what y'all think about this woman in general. Like, what do you think about the way she looks? What do you think about her weight? What do you think about the idea that she's afraid to eat in public? Do you think that it exposes the reality that she is embarrassed about the fact that she is fat? Or do you think that is a reasonable fear to have as somebody that is her size? And do you think that if she has this fear, she should lose weight? And are you curious about why she hasn't lost weight? Because I'm very curious about why her fear of eating in public is not strong enough for her to lose weight.